Welcome to the Mental Playbook podcast. I'm here with Tyson Ford, former Notre Dame defensive lineman, now playing at Berkeley. So you've got 3 years of eligibility left. How is this first season looking?
Yes, ma'am. It looks pretty good as of right now. We start camp next week, and I'm just excited to get going. Coming from Notre Dame, I was just looking for a fresh start. Graduated there in 3 years, and just trying to, just find my place here. So, but it's looking good so far.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want
Mhm.
to go back to your high school experience. What was
Okay.
that like for you? And you also had many offers, and I'm curious to know why you chose Notre Dame.
Yeah. Well, so growing up, my family was always like we always found the importance of academics and athletics, and Notre Dame they fit that perfectly. So I did have a lot of offers, but once that one came, it was really no question that like I really wanted to go there. It's a great school, great athletics, and I was able to graduate high school early and then graduate there in 3 years. So I was just happy to get that great education and also a great football experience.
Yeah. And what are you studying?
I'm studying political science. Hmm.
So now you've chosen to play for Berkeley. What led you to make that decision to transfer?
Yeah. So also, the academic part was important for me as well. I'm going to be getting my master's here, so that was important for me. And obviously, it's a great school. Number one public school in America. I guess they switched with UCLA some years, but still a great school. And that was really it. I mean, in terms of football, I just liked how the coaching staff reached out to me. I liked how they really showed interest. They showed that they wanted me. They showed that, they had a plan for me to play and a plan for me to just be here and succeed. And so it was really no question that this school was the spot for me.
Yeah. And what's been the most difficult part about leaving Notre Dame?
Really just the people. Notre Dame, they have a lot of great people. I made a lot of connections. My old coach, Coach Freeman, he always connected us with a lot of alumni. We would always go to, he would always host a lot of events, and we would just be able to sit and just talk to all sorts of people that have graduated from there. And it was really great just being able to, get the opportunity to go there and meet those type of people because, it's really hard to make connections if you don't have someone actively trying to pour that into you.
Yeah. Yeah. Connections are really important both academically and athletically.
Hmm.
How have you grown as a person and player through the transfer process?
Um, it was tough at first, because obviously I love Notre Dame. Um, I played there a little bit, but I didn't play as much as I wanted to, you know, not as much as I thought I would. And I was sad when it didn't work out, but I just trusted God. I was always in prayer and always just believing in myself, believing that it would work out no matter what happened. Um, yeah, yeah, it's really
And it did work out. That's awesome.
yeah, no, it did.
What advice would you give to other athletes considering to join the transfer portal?
Um, really just take a breather and just kind of know what you're doing. You know, like you don't necessarily have to stress out about it because like you really don't know what's gonna happen. Like you really just have to reach out to schools or wait till they reach out to you, and then whatever your best options are, you pick from there. But whatever happens, just don't try to stress out about it too much. Just because, whatever happens is gonna happen and everything happens for a reason. So you just gotta believe that wherever you go next, it'll work out.
Yeah, and I can imagine it being very stressful
Oh
and
yeah.
difficult to
Hmm.
going back, when did you first fall in love with football and what drew you to the defensive line?
So I've been playing football since what, second grade. Been playing my whole life. I come from a football family. Like all my cousins played. My brothers didn't play. They played basketball, but my cousins played, and my uncles they got me into it early, and I just fell in love with it from a young age. Like I just love the fast pacedness of it, the physicality, um, really how mental it is as well. A lot of people just think it's a physical sport, and it is a physical sport, but there's a lot of mental aspects that comes into it as well. And so I've always loved it from a young age. Even when I played basketball as well, I always knew that I wanted to grow up and play football.
Yeah. And are there any skills you've learned from football that you can apply to yourself off the field?
Yeah, I think just being in a team, um, really any team, not just football, but just
Yeah.
being in a team in general. Those skills that you get from being around people and being able to interact with all sorts of different type of people and being able to, I guess, navigate different types of emotions that people may deal with, like whether you're a leader or not, those skills you can apply that to real life for
Yeah.
sure. Like I know a lot of jobs when they give out job interviews to athletes, they really love how athletes have kind of that background of like either leadership or just team building or being able to just work with people. And
Yeah.
so I think that's really important just to be able to succeed in life.
Yeah. I saw a reel. This might be true or not, so like
Hmm.
a grain of salt, but it was basically just saying that athletes are one of the most successful people on earth just because of what they learn, like you said, from teamwork.
Yeah.
Um, I think people who are interviewing for jobs really value that part of a person.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with that too.
Yeah.
It's just it's tough. You're around the same people every day. It's really like a job. Like I know NIL is very new and like we're all getting paid now, but it's always been like a job. You're around a whole bunch of different type of people from different places everywhere. You got to learn how to navigate their emotions and learn how they are as people and just learn how to work with them. And so that's I think it's able to translate really well into like the real world.
Yeah. So how would you describe your playing style on the field?
My playing style. I never like to compare myself to NFL players just because like I strive to get to that level and I know I'm nowhere near that yet. But my favorite player is Chris Jones for sure. Um, he's just a really technical player. He's a very smart player. And I try to model my game after him just by trying to be the smartest person in my room, like knowing the playbook and knowing what to do. Just because when you get out there, like everyone just thinks you're just hitting people and running and tackling, but it's really fast paced and it's a mental game, like I said earlier. Like you got to go out there, you got to get the call, you got to get your hand on the ground. Like the offense is trying to snap the ball. There's a lot going on. The crowd is loud. Like the crowd is really loud all and the stadium it just funnels straight down to the field, so you can't hear anything. So you just got to be really aware of like what's going on around you.
I've always been curious about that too, how players
Hmm.
take on the fans' noise, and I mean, do you appreciate fans in the crowd, or does
Oh
it?
yeah. I mean, of course, like that's just a part of the game. Fans are going to be loud, and it's a great experience whether you're the home team or the away team. But communication is just a big part, and that's why I think it translates into the real world as well. Just because you have to be able to communicate verbally and non-verbally. Like
Right.
we communicate with hand signals, we communicate with our voice, we communicate by tapping each other, just tagging off, signaling that we understand the call, signaling that, um, what else is what like hurry up, get the call, get the call, get the call. So just being able to communicate, that's the important part. But um, we love the fans always, like of course.
Yeah. What do
Mhm.
people not see about the role of a defensive lineman that you wish they knew?
Um, like I said, like they think we're just butting heads all game. Like obviously it is a very physical position and we are hitting a lot, but it is a lot of technique that's involved. Like there's a lot of the mental part of the game that's involved that just people don't understand. I think the technique is a big thing as well. Like there's so much that goes into just being a great D lineman. It's not just being strong or being fast. Like you have to be able to know how to take on all sorts of different type of blocks, how to be able to recognize plays, how to recognize what's going on in the backfield and what's going on next to you as well. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Would you say the training and preparation is really different from other positions?
Um, yeah, I would say so. I mean, because I played tight end in high school as well. And I think when you train for offense, um, it's still physical,
Yeah.
but it's more so um I think it's more just technique on the offensive side than it is physicality, especially when you're playing like a receiver or like a tight end position because tight end's a little different because you do have to block as well. But
Yeah.
if you're receiving tight end, then you really just have to work on obviously like your footwork and running routes and catching the ball. And it's still physical, but defensive line is very physical, and that's the tough part. Just getting used to that physicality and knowing how to just play through the game while being tired and running through 300-pound men all game.
That's a lot. I cannot
Yeah,
imagine doing that.
yeah.
Is there a specific moment or game in your career so far that really boosted your confidence?
This is my confidence. Trying to think back. I would say my sophomore year, we played Stanford, and that was like really the first time I got like m multiple reps in like a game. And I think it really boosted my confidence because even though I didn't get as many reps at Notre Dame, like when I did play, I executed on what I was supposed to do, you know? And so just knowing that you're doing your job, like no matter how many reps you're gonna get, whenever you go out there, like I just know like I just need to do my job and I'm good, do my job and help my teammates out, communicate. And that just really boosts your confidence from there. Like once you see yourself do well, because obviously there's nerves that kick in, but once you see yourself do well, your confidence just goes up from there.
And it must be very like rewarding too.
Oh yeah, for sure. It is because we work so hard. Like we all want to play, like we all want to start, but obviously that doesn't always happen. So, you gotta find your role in like whatever that is. Whether you're a young guy or an older guy, you just gotta find your role and how you're gonna help your team.
Yeah. What areas of your game are you most focused on improving this season?
This season, really just in the off season, I've been working on my technique a lot and my footwork and just reading keys. That's what we call it, and defensive line position. Just being able to recognize plays, what's going on around me. Like I said, knowing my playbook. Um, Really everything. I'm not gonna lie. I've been trying to work on everything because I know I have a lot of work to do, and I've been putting in the work. So I'm excited to see how this year goes.
Yeah, that's exciting. I want to know how you prepare for game day. Can you walk us through like your schedule?
Yeah, so they're kind of tough. So if we have a Saturday game, depending on if it's morning or night, we stay at the hotel. Stay at the hotel the night before, and then we have like our team meetings and stuff, our position meetings, and then we eat dinner with the team, and then everyone go to sleep pretty early, probably like 9 or 10. And then depending on how early the game is, you'll wake up probably around like 8 or 9. You'll just have like breakfast and then you'll start doing meetings and then a walkthrough and then you'll really just start preparing for the game. I think the biggest thing is just trying to prepare mentally because once you get that close to the game, it's like you know what you have to do. You just got to make sure you're just ready to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
And then the thing I loved at Notre Dame, like we had a player walk. So you get off the bus and then we would have mass, pregame mass always. And then we would walk from mass through like our school, through library lawn, and then we'd walk all the way to the stadium. And there'd be fans lined up and they'd be supporting us. And that was really good confidence boost as well. Cause you have all those people there just wanting to see you succeed, just wanting to see you be great.
Yeah, cheering you on.
hmm
So, I mean, you have your physical playbook. What is your mental playbook that you use when handling pressure during intense moments?
hmm Really just I feel like when handling intense moments, you have to prepare beforehand. You can't really try to prepare like in the moment. Like, so I guess beforehand, whatever may stress me out, whatever I feel like I'm not prepared on, like I'll just study more. So if I feel like I don't know this play as much or I'm not comfortable with this, like I'll just make sure I get repetition on it. I'll just keep going over and over on it until I can't get it wrong. And then just writing stuff down. I think writing stuff down is really important. A lot of people just like to type stuff in their phone, but I think the power of like putting pen to paper is really important. Like that actually, is able to, I guess it's more like a stress reliever. I think so. And it does boost your confidence as well. And it just I think prayer as well. Prayer as well is also that's a big part for me. So yeah.
Yeah, I think like journaling definitely is something like
hmm
that's can be really helpful and just the thing that you were saying, pen on paper. It's
Yeah.
like right there. It helps you remember and all of
hmm
that.
Yeah, and there's no rule book for, what you write down. You can write down whatever comes to mind. Like whatever makes you feel better, like just write it down.
What are some examples of things that you would write down if you want to share?
Uh, so I always write down my goals. So write down like my physical goals, the goals I have for the weight room, goals I have for just football in general, goals I have for I guess the team. So like coming in, I knew I wanted to get close with my teammates. So I try to, hang out with them as much as I can. Like after workouts, just going to their houses or just getting food together, just talking with them, eating together, hanging out on the weekends. And I think that's really important because once you're close with your team outside of football, you guys will be close on the field and the chemistry will just build from there.
Yeah. And like you brought up communication, I can
Hmm.
imagine that must be even better once your team is really bonded.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's hard to communicate with people you're not really comfortable with or you don't know.
Yeah. So as someone who's now experiencing two different programs, how would you describe the team culture at Cal versus Notre Dame so far?
Hmm. Well, I've only been here for a month, so can't really say too much, but I just know like in Notre Dame it was a really tough environment. Coaches were tough, but they wanted the best for us always. But you know that we have high expectations every year. So you're expected to perform at the highest level. Coaches expect a lot out of you. So I wouldn't say it was a lot of pressure, but just a lot of expectation. And it's the same here. Like we have aspirations and goals of winning the ACC, of just being a dominant team in our conference, and yeah, it's really
Yeah. And what kind of teammate do you try to be, especially as someone who's just went through this transition?
yeah. I mean, I feel like I just try to be the guy that uplifts everyone. I try to be the guy that is brings positive energy to the team. Like I never want to be negative. Like that's my goal, just to never be negative. No matter what happens, just staying positive because you never know. Like bad things happen in the game and you can't get down. You have to stay up because comebacks happen all the time and other team messes up all the time. You have to be able to capitalize on what they mess up on. And so just being the guy that just uplifts your teammates and keeps things positive and is always supporting people, no matter what role they're in, just letting everyone know that, their role is important and that you have, value on their team.
Right. And so there's going to be times where you mess up or as a team you lose. I remember I would play flag football and sometimes, wouldn't make the pass as a receiver and it would be hard. Like
Hmm.
I feel like it was kind of your fault, like you're letting your team down. So I'm curious to know how you cope with a loss or a mistake,
Yeah.
especially as a team.
I think that's the biggest thing. Like you can't really do it all on your own. Like that's why you have teammates. Like you guys are there to uplift each other. You can't put each other down because as soon as you start putting each other down, that's when things start to go downhill. Because everyone takes criticism differently. So you got to be able to recognize that, just stay positive. No matter what happens, like no matter if you mess up, it's fine. Like next play, throw that out the window. It happened. Whatever happened, happened. You cannot change it. So you just got to attack the next one, whether it's the play you lose or the game you lose. You got to get ready for practice and attack the next one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
How do you handle leadership by example, vocally, or kind of like a mix of both?
Yeah. So this is interesting because we actually had kind of like a leadership program come and come to Cal this summer and teach us a lot about like what leadership means. And I always thought like I was even in high school, I would say I'm like a leader by example. But um the head guy of our leadership program, he told us, he's like, you can lead by example, but that's not really true leadership. He said leadership is when you impact others. And when you lead by example, you're really only worried about yourself. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to just be more vocal and be like a true leader because I always thought like leading by example was the way to go. But when you're on a team with 100 guys, you can't just worry about yourself. You have to be able to lead and help your teammates out because you need them to be able to win the game. You can't just worry about yourself.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I never really thought of it like that perspective.
Hmm.
So outside of football, what are you passionate about or interested in?
I really used to be into music. So I played the violin growing up, and then I played the drums growing up, and then I was in choir in like seventh and eighth grade. But once I got to high school, I just kind of locked in on just school and football, just because I knew that's what I wanted to do. And so I haven't really been able to like explore like the things I'm truly passionate about since I've been in college. But I really hope to be able to do that when I'm done playing for sure.
Yeah. And how do you balance both football and academics?
Um, it's really tough, but the biggest thing is time management. But I've been doing it my whole life, really. Like I said, I've been playing football since second grade. So I've always had, school and then going from like late night practices and then even the days you don't have practice, like you have to train. Like you have training, you have workouts, and then whether it's early morning or late at night. So you just have to be able to manage your time, whatever free time you have, like whether no matter where you're at. So like if I was in the car sometimes growing up, I would just do homework there just because that's the time I have,
Yeah.
just do work and get it out the way. And just finding times to be able to lock in and be able to do what you need to do because you don't really have much time when you're really busy. So especially like making a schedule, writing stuff down, just making sure things get done at a certain time. That's big.
Yeah. And during the off season, are you still like training or how are you?
hmm So we have summer workouts like as a team. So we work out Monday through Friday, and then I was going on Saturdays and do like extra work, and then Sunday uses like rest and recovery day.
Nice.
hmm
What does success look like for you beyond the stats?
hmm I think success really just you never want to pay attention to stats just because you do your job, you do what you're supposed to do, like the stats will come. Like I'm a true believer, like if I prepare the right way, then I'll play the right way. So I never try to you know, look at stats as like success because I understand that you have to do the little things first to grow as a player. I think that's important. Just being able to do little things, not even on the field, but off the field as well. And, they'll add up and then it'll lead to true success.
Yeah. Do you have any specific goals you're working towards?
Like as far as like football this season or
Both like academically and athletically. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, getting my master's here, that's a big goal. My family has always poured into me academically, so I really want, just to show them my appreciation by, I graduated Notre Dame in 3 years and I want to get my master's here in 2 years. So, and in terms of football, we just like a team goal, like we said, just like we said, winning the ACC championship. Like we want to win the ACC. We just want to be successful. Um, I try not to have like too many personal goals just because, I want to do whatever's best for the team. But obviously, like you know, fall camp coming up. Like I just want to do my job, do what I'm supposed to do. Want to play as much as I can and make as much of an impact as I can.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
What's one thing you hope people remember about you after your time at Cal?
After my time at Cal, I have not thought about this because well, I've been here a month.
Yeah.
So I just really want people to remember me as, I guess, just a hard worker, just someone who came in every day and like you know what you're gonna get out of me. Like I'm gonna put my head down and go to work. I'm gonna be a positive member of the team, and I'm gonna never cause an issue for any of my teammates. Like I'm gonna be the person to uplift them. I'm gonna be the person to like never be negative. I just want people to know that I'm just a positive force all around.
Yeah. I love that. Any other advice you have for um let's say incoming college athletes or
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing is like only controlling what you can control. you know. And obviously that means like preparing, that means like recovery, that means nutrition and like you do what you have to do. Don't worry about like the decisions the coaches make with depth chart or whatever. Like you keep doing what you're gonna do, what you're supposed to do. And then like you'll reach your goals. Whatever goals you may have, like as long as you do what you're supposed to do, like it takes time a lot of the time, but you will reach them.
yeah, I like that. My
Yeah.
last question for you is what's most important to you, the destination, the journey, or the company?
Company. I've never heard anyone bring that up. I think the journey and the company is most important because obviously, like the people you meet along the way are, they benefit you so much. Being an athlete, you need people, you need a support system. A lot of people don't realize that. They think, oh, you're just good at sports. Like, no, everyone who's here, they have some sort of support system. They need someone to pour into them and to put time into them because a lot of people don't get the opportunity to have that. A lot of people don't even have parents that pour into them. And so it's really important that you're grateful for those people who have poured into you, like along the way, and not just worrying about the end goal because once you reach that end goal, you're gonna be super busy. You got a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of people wish, man, I wish I could just go back to how it was. So just not rushing it, just enjoying the moment and just understand, just take it day by day. Don't try to think too much about the future. Just do what you have to do that day, and then keep doing the same thing. Just repetition, consistency. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Tyson, for joining me on the Mental Playbook. To my listeners, mind strong, game on.
Yes, of course. And thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.